Hey y'all, this is Jess. Welcome back to Sunflower Dairy. I'm here today to talk to you about rooting sweet potato slips. Alright, here is a look at some of these sweet potato slips, and as you can see, they're getting a little bit crazy. So it's time to take them off of the sweet potato and start rooting them in their own jar. Now, if you're wondering how to root sweet potato slips like this, it's pretty easy. You just take a sweet potato, you put toothpicks in the side of it, and then you just put it in a jar of water, and your potato will start rooting, and then it will start sending out the little shoots, which are called slips. Alright, so to start rooting our actual sweet potato slips, I'm going to be snapping off the vines off of our potato and then just rooting them in water. If you want to see a more in-depth thing about starting the sweet potatoes, I've done other videos about that, so you can go look at it. So I'm just taking our potato here, and I'm just going to take each individual slip, and right at the base where it's connected, I'm just going to very carefully and gently snap those slips off. Now these are starting to get a little long, so I'm just going to be taking off the lower leaves so that it will set in the water better. And then we're just going to put our slips in the jar, and then it will start rooting. Now after you've removed all your slips, don't go and throw your sweet potato away, especially if you want more slips. You can go ahead and put it back into your jar of water, and then it will start sending out more sweet potato slips from other spots. I'm going to be rooting all of these sweet potato slips, and then I'm going to be, after all the slips have rooted, I'm going to be putting them in soil, like little flower pots of soil, to get the actual plants established after these have rooted. So that way I can just plant them when it's warm enough. I can plant them out into the garden beds, and I don't have to worry about the actual slips needing to be watered all the time, because a lot of times sweet potato slips can go into a little bit of shock when they're first planted, so you really have to keep them watered, especially after you've been rooting them in water for a while. So to avoid that shock process, I'm going to be rooting my slips in water. I'm going to be putting my slips, after they've rooted, into little pots of dirt, and then after they have established as plants, when it's warm enough, they will move out and be planted into garden beds. Alright, so all of these have been removed off of this potato. So this potato is going to go back into a jar of water so that it can make more sweet potato slips. Some of these slips were starting to get so big that they were actually starting to root off of the potato. So some of these have a little bit of a head start. I cannot believe how long some of these sweet potato slips are getting. That's crazy. Alright, so off of these 3 sweet potatoes, we ended up with about 20 sweet potato slips. Now, for just 3 little sweet potatoes, that's a lot of plants. And like I said, these will, if you let them keep growing in their jars, they'll keep growing more slips for you. So that is a easy, fast, and even pretty much free way to get a whole bunch of sweet potato plants for your garden. Alright, so remember, when you are putting your sweet potato slips in jars of water, I put my longer slips in longer jars, and then you are going to get different sizes of slips. So my smaller slips I put in smaller jars, and these are just going to go near a window so that it will help them develop roots faster. Alright, also, when all these sweet potato slips get rooted, I will show you when I put these in their soil and get them planted up. Can you all hear that wind outside? We are getting a really bad storm. Here, let me go show you. There's a storm blowing in. I don't know if you can see the trees blowing and hear the wind, but it's getting pretty crazy, and we're going to be getting a cold front too, but next week it's supposed to start warming up, so I'm planning on doing a lot of outdoor spring cleanup of the gardens, so looking forward to that. Alright all, thanks for coming along with me and helping me root some sweet potato slips. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.